Okay, quick video, workout prereqs. These are just a few things that you're going to want to know because it's going to affect every workout you do, positively or negatively. So the number one thing is form. You need to check many different sources. Just when you're doing an exercise, make sure that your form is correct, you're doing it right. You want to make sure you're going through the full range of motion of whatever it is you're doing it proper. You got people on bench where they come down halfway, not up. On squat, same thing, or they do the butt wink. Just make sure that you know what you're doing. You can check a million different sources that'll show you all the proper form for whatever you're doing, but using the proper form, not only will you get way much more out of your workout, like you're going to actually get the full range of motion working the muscle the whole way, it's also just important in preventing injuries. Some things can really tear you up if you're doing them wrong. So just make sure, number one, form is good. Number two is workout intensity. This one's not really talked about as much. The intensity you put into your workout is going to be everything. If you're doing a set of 10 on something and on rep number 10 in the set, it just goes right up, no problem. You know, it's like, all right, there we go, and you set it down. That's not very intense. The whole point of getting in shape, the way it works is it's kind of like evolution and fast forward with your body. Basically, your body's just adapting to something it's not used to going through. So if you're not pushing your body to a point that it's way beyond what it's normally used to handling, you're going to run into trouble getting results from it. So just make sure that when you're doing your workout, your intensity is there. It should be very hard to finish your sets. In addition to finishing your sets, you want to kind of condense a little bit of time down as well in between your sets. You don't want to go overly exaggerated with your rests and your pause, because you know you're just not getting as much out of your workout that way. So you got your form down, you got your intensity down. Those are two of the like really big ones. Another one is the consistency. Too many people, and it's not just consistency of making sure you go to the gym. That's important. You have to be there or you're not going to get anything out of it. But beyond that, there's a lot of people who like to do the change it up game. And it's okay every once in a while to change things up, but you don't give your body time to really adapt and learn from what you're doing to it. And you also can't really gauge if your workout's doing you any good if every other week you watch a YouTube video and, oh, well, that looks really cool, I'll try that. If your workout is different every single time you do it, it gets really hard to gauge what's effective and what's not. Where if you've done it for 6 to 8 weeks, now you can kind of gauge, okay, I'm really getting a lot out of this. And when you change it up, you can see, oh, this works better than that, or I was getting more out of that than what I'm doing now. And it gives your body feedback, you know, it gives you feedback from your body of what's working for you. So don't change it up too often. Work out really, really intense. Push yourself like hard. Push yourself to the max. You got to use proper form, and then along with that consistency is just sticking with it. You know, you've got to have that mental endurance to not just get motivated to go, but to keep going. Because if you only do it here and there, your results are going to be very limited, if any at all. I mean, you have to keep doing it. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. So hopefully if you're watching this, it's because you're ready to take that leap. But just remember, those 4 processes right there are probably some of the biggest ones to implement, is the intensity, the consistency, both in showing up and in not changing your workout too much, and then just making sure you're using that proper form. Those few things, it seems very simple and stupid and basic, like it shouldn't have to be said, but it's actually extremely common that those few factors usually are what I see when I see someone who's been there for 6 months and they haven't changed a bit and they're still lifting the same amount of weight. You can immediately tell the difference between what I and people I've worked out with and still work out with. When you see a big change in results, it's usually directly because of that. There's a lot more intensity, the form is right, we're really pushing it hard, and we're doing it with absolute consistency. We're not just changing it up every single week to something new. We really have a formula and work hard at it, and then when it's time to change later on, then you make those changes. So just keep that in mind. That should be, for every workout, that's something you want to keep in mind going into it. Whatever the workout is, if you apply that to it, you're going to get a lot more out of it no matter what the workout is.